Hello, good morning to everyone. This is Dr. Kausar Unnisa, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Management, GFGC, KGF. So today in this session, I am going to have a discussion on the second chapter. It is Unit 2. It is called as Measures of Central Tendency. So let us we have discussions relating to the measures of central tendency. A measure of central tendency is a summary or the statistic that represents the center point or the typical value of a data set. These measures indicate where most value in a distribution fall in a central location, or a measures a given raw statistical data can be condensed to a large extent by the methods of classification and tabulation. But this is not enough for interpreting a given data. So we should depend on mathematical measures such as the measure of central tendency. Let us know that a measure of central tendency is very important aspects of a quantitative data because it is nothing but an estimate of typical value. So we can say that central tendency is a descriptive summary of a data set. Through the single value from the data set, it is reflecting the center of the data distribution, and it does not provide information regarding individual data from the data set, where it gives a summary of the data set. Generally, the central tendency can be defined by using some of the measures in statistics. Let us know what do you mean by actual mean of this central tendency. The central tendency is nothing but a measure which attempts to describe the whole set of data with a single value which represents the middle or center of its distribution. We know that in case of a scattered distribution, the values which are at the central values or at the middle of the distribution, where the middle of the distribution values is going to be described the whole set of data, that is called as the measures of central tendency, or it is called as averages. Let us we can see one of the definition according to Croxton and Cowden, how he is going to define the averages or a central tendency. A measure of central tendency or it is an average value with a single value within the range of data that is used to represent all the values in the series. Since an average is somewhere within the range of the data, sometimes it is called as the measure of central tendency. See, according to the Croxton, what he is going to define is the average is nothing but it is a single value in a given range of the data where we are going to represent the whole values of the series. That is called as averages or central tendency. Let us know why we are using this central tendency means. We are using the central tendency to present the huge data in a concise manner. We are going to calculate the averages or the central tendency because the huge data, when we are going to present in a smaller manner or in an individual manner, so that is used by the, which is helpful to have the decisions, proper decisions in the organization. When we are going to present the data in a tableau form or in a picture form, it is a very concise manner. The complex, the huge data we are going to present in a concise manner. So it is one of the object of the central tendency. And the next one is that it is facilitating the comparative studies. See, as we know that it is possible to have a comparison when we are going to present the data in a proper manner or in a tabular manner. It is possible to have a comparison from the previous year to the present year, or we can able to have an estimation from the present year to the future year also. And also with the help of these averages, we can able to collect the huge data for the samples also. The huge data can be represented as a sample. Sample is nothing but a part of the whole. It is called as a sample. And with the help of this central tendency, we are going to be used for the purpose of decision making also, because we know that the scattered information, with the help of this scattered information, the central values is going to be designed, or it is going to be defined the entire range of the data which is possible for the decision making. How best they are going to have the degree or the variations which is going to be happen from the central values. So that is possible for the purpose of decision making also, and also it is going to establish the relationship between the two series. Let us will see that what are the requisites of a good average, or what are the essentials that is required for to be called as the good averages, or called as the good measures of central tendency. So average is a statistical tool. So it is possess some of the following properties, that it is first one is called as it is well defined. We know that an average should be rigidly defined to give uniform result. If not, it may produce different answers, and investigator may lead to the different interpretations. So that is also one of the essential. The average must be well defined. And next one is the average should be easy to understand. So it should be very easy and it should be very simple to calculate. So the investigators feel that no difficulty can be determined with the help of the averages. And the third one, these averages are based on all the items of the series. So if you, it should be based on all the items of the series. Otherwise, what is going to be happen is it will not represent the data completely. And the next essential thing is it should be capable of algebraic treatment, because a good average is provides a comfortable ground for the mathematical analysis. Otherwise, its use and applicability will be confined to the basic needs of the investigator. For example, to find a combined mean of two or more series, so we require the average. So to have a capable of algebraic treatment, so that is also one of the essential we require to be called as a good average. And the next is called as good representative of the data. A good average should be a typical representative of the data, as it is capable of presenting maximum features of the data. And the next is called it should be free from the effect of extreme values. We know that a good average should not be affected much by the extreme values. Extreme values means it is going to have two different uh, uh, set, or so extreme value means we can able to see two values there from the first to the last. Where the otherwise the different samples of the same average give the different result without much uniformity. So these are all one of the essentials of a good average, or the central tendency. Let us know what are the different types of averages that we are going to come across. Basically, there are five averages. One is arithmetic mean, another one is median, mode, geometric mean, and harmonic mean. But in the syllabus point of view, you people have to be studied only three types of mean. That is arithmetic mean, median, and the mode. Let us we go one by one. What is this arithmetic mean? Arithmetic mean is nothing but an average, or it is the ratio of all the observations to the total number of observations. We are going to calculate how the arithmetic mean, how the mean average is being calculated means. It is nothing but the number which is obtained, the variable values, or the total number of all the observations. If you are going to be divided by the number of values, it is called as the arithmetic mean, or a simple arithmetic mean. So the formula mean is nothing but sigma x by n. So we know that how the calculation of arithmetic mean is being followed in the case of individual series. Individual series means we know that only variable values can be seen. There will be no frequency values, only the data what we have collected. The same thing we are going to be presented. So that is called as the individual series. There the series of having only variable values of no frequencies are being seen in the data. So let us will see one of the example or the problem here. It is nothing but the data which is given for the 10 students. Those have scored the marks in the statistics. We have to calculate what is the average marks of statistics of 10 students. That is 40, 48, 35, 59, 70, 92, 48, 68, 82, and 28. Let us will calculate with the help of direct method. We know that direct method is nothing but sigma x by n. So we'll have to add all the variable values, that is 40 plus 48 plus 35 plus 59 plus 70 plus 92 plus 48 plus 68 plus 82 plus 28 divided by how many number of items? There are 10 items. The total of all the observations will be 570 divided by 10. Therefore, the mean value is 5. What is the average marks of the 10 students? Means it is nothing but 5 marks. In the same manner, we'll have to calculate the second question also. So here find the average of 6 students. They have given regarding to the height of the student, that is 163, 173, 168, 156, 162 and 165 centimeters. Let the indirect method of formula is mean equals sigma x by n. Let we add all the heights of the 6 students, that is 163 plus 173 plus 168 plus 156 plus 162 plus 165. The total of all these observations are 987 divided by how many students means it is 6. So the average what we are going to get, that is 164.5 centimeter. In the same manner, we'll have to calculate the values of the daily wages of the group of the people. So we'll have to add all the variable values, that is 25 plus 35 plus 40 plus 50 plus 30 plus 20 plus 60 plus 45 plus 38 plus 32. The sum of all the values is nothing but sigma x, because the variable is being represented with an alphabet that is called as x. If you are going to total it, the summation of x is nothing but 375. So the direct method, the mean formula is sigma x by n. So 375 divided by how many group of people are there? How many workers are there? Means 10 workers are there. 375 divided by 10. The value is 37.5 is the rupees 37.50 paisa is the average wage that they are going to be taken by all the 10 workers. So this is how we are going to calculate with the help of arithmetic mean in case of individual series. So with this I am going to end the session. Thank you.